So today we're looking at core technique to handle setbacks and disappointments in career and business. And this session is coming up to add to two important sessions that we have had. We have had a session on persistence, which goes along with consistency. We recently had a session on optimism, and now we are going to have a session on how to handle setbacks. And that core technique revolves around a concept or the concept of resilience. Now, I want to submit to you that in whatever you do as a human being, whether you're trying to build a career as a worker in an industry, as a corporate worker in an industry, whether you're trying to build a business, if you are able to understand and practice persistence, optimism, and resilience, these three core things, I can bet you, I don't care whether you are the most stupid human being on earth, I don't care whether you are from the poorest of the poorest family, I don't care whether you are hated by the whole universe, if you understand how to use these three things to your advantage, I can vouch for you that you will end up succeeding. I can say, you know what, let us go. I had a call on the street, gambling, Kote, let us lock Kote that you see this one is going to make it. I don't care whether it's going to take 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, but you see this one, this particular one will definitely make it. So I want you, after this session, go back, try and go through the session on persistence, go through the session on optimism, and then go through this particular session that we're going to talk about handling setbacks and disappointments using the framework of resilience. And it's like you're going to inject yourself. It's like an immune, like a vaccine to become immune as far as giving up and failing is concerned in this journey of success. Let's write in the chat box. I want you to share with me in the chat box. If you have failed, if you have ever feel like giving up in life, giving up on what you do, indicate in the chat box. And if you have felt like giving up more than 5 times in your whole life, indicate in the chat box, let us see. If you have ever felt like, you know what, let me just, due to this particular setback like this, or if you can remember one thing that happened to you, just one, a circumstance happened to you and you feel like, you know what, this is the disappointment that your life is totally, it's not going to make any sense. Like some people, maybe is it the year or the day their father died, for example, the breadwinner, their sponsor, they just feel like, you know what, this is the biggest setback of my life and I am not going to turn out anything again in this journey. Or, it's the same the day maybe your boyfriend or your girlfriend called you on a very good day and say it is over. In your mind, you felt like, this one, you cannot recover from it. Right? Let's share in the chat box. Just indicate. That means many people have never felt like giving up here. Your life is good though. If you are more than, if you are 28 and above, and you have never had serious setbacks that made you feel like, you know what, in this life, you just want to be you don't want to do anything again. You have not had about 5 disappointments and above, or serious setbacks and disappointment, then you are not trying life so hard. You are not you're not out there, you're not hungry for success, you're not pushing yourself seriously. If you have not had serious disappointment 5 and above, you are 28 years and above, then you are still very comfortable. It could be, that job, you're almost getting that job, like you're almost getting it. And then you don't get the job. They call you, they've selected somebody else. Or you're almost traveling abroad, that dream country you wanted to go. You're almost there, but they refuse to give you the visa, right? So many things get to happen, and that is part of life. Yeah, I'm seeing good. You see, people are sharing the various things that they have gone through. If you have not been through any of these as a result of trying out, as a result of taking the step that will produce a beautiful future for you, then you're not even trying hard to succeed. Because one sign, one proof of people who are going places or who are operating from their comfort zone or who keep trying new initiatives so they can improve their life. One sign is one element that they really get to experience here and there is setbacks and disappointment. You see, so that is it, and it is, look at it as part of your progress, part of your journey. But it becomes more important when you understand the technique that you can use, that very important technique that you can use to handle setbacks and disappointment. Because there's no age that you outgrow setbacks and disappointment. I still do have setbacks and disappointment. Dangote still has setbacks and disappointment. Elon Musk, the world's richest person, he wanted to buy Twitter a few days ago. They refused. They're trying to refuse him. That's the setback for him. You see? So you are never, the only way that you can avoid setback and disappointment is to give up and do nothing. Even if you like to give up and be just a normal housewife and do nothing, I just want to sit in the house and enjoy your husband money. Maybe someday he may give you setback and not give you the money, or slap you over the money. Or someday he may cheat on you or something. There will always be a setback. The only way that you can have setback is to die. Let me say so, right? But then people who will go places, people who have become industry captains, people who have become disruptors, people who have built legacies, people who are living their dreams, people who are crushing their goals, people who have broken the negative concept about their family backgrounds and have become successful. There are people who mastered how to handle setbacks and disappointments towards their own future or in the journey that will lead them to the beautiful future they are looking for. So the best option is to know how to handle setbacks instead of giving up. Leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals bounce back from the inevitable setbacks and temporary failures experienced in the attainment of any worthwhile career goal or business goal. As an entrepreneur, as a career professional, some setbacks and disappointments are inevitable. Some temporary failures are inevitable. You will experience them. As long as you are chasing a goal that is worthwhile, as long as you are on a journey that is not comfortable, as long as you are on a journey to conquer a place that you don't like, to operate from a place that you desire, you will face certain setbacks and disappointment. And true leaders, true entrepreneurs, true corporate leaders, true people who will become industry captains in their various sectors, they understand how to bounce back from that inevitable disappointment that they may face towards their journey. And for people here that ended up not giving up in that business, in that career, congratulations. Because if you are going to learn this framework that you can use to handle setbacks and disappointments, and you get to practice them, then definitely you will end up succeeding in whatever you have chosen to do. You will end up succeeding in building that legacy that you desire. The one thing that is inevitable in business and in career and in leadership is crisis. Oh yes, it is inevitable. I'm not saying this to scare you. I am saying this to prepare you. You cannot avoid crisis as long as you have chosen the path to become successful. You cannot overcome crisis if you have chosen to become an exceptional career person, if you have chosen to work in a unique industry. If you are actively involved in your life and your work, you will move in and out of crisis on a regular basis. If you have chosen to become somebody who wants to disrupt old patterns, you have chosen to become somebody who wants to cause a change, you cannot avoid crisis because you're always operating from the place of uncertainty. You're always taking risks to do new things. And as long as you are venturing into uncharted territories, you are venturing into uncertain seasons, you are venturing and taking risks, you will always be in and out of crisis. But that is how you grow. That is how you stand out. That is how you get to succeed. If you are avoiding crisis in that career, if you're avoiding crisis in that business, then you will not stand out. Therefore, your ability as an entrepreneur, your ability as a career professional to respond effectively to a setback or to a crisis is the true mark of leadership and captaincy. It's the true test of success. Without that ability to respond effectively to a disappointment or to a setback, you cannot say that you have the true mark of a leader, because leaders understand how to respond to crisis. You want to see a true president in every country, look at their tenacity and their leadership in lifting that nation out of poverty. You want to see the true leadership capabilities of an entrepreneur, look at their ability to raise a business out of difficulties and turn that business into an incredible institution that is profitable. You want to test your ability, whether you're a good leader. Let us look at your ability to lead a people out of crisis, to lead your team out of conflicts, and to assure them and work with them and accompany them through the crisis and usher them into a beautiful future. Then we can say you have the true mark of leadership. Without that, if you give up easily, then something is wrong somewhere. You need to rise up. You need to rise up so you can face your future. You can face your future. For entrepreneurs and professionals and for people trying to build a beautiful future for themselves, at this particular moment, your present condition may not look like it. Your present situation may not look like the beautiful future you have in your mind right now. But in this particular journey, in this particular process of building a beautiful legacy for yourself and your family and for your institution, when something goes wrong, in this journey, not this, everyone watches the leader to see how he or she is going to respond. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. You have been waking up every morning for morning school. Your friends are watching. Your family members are watching. You have been writing beautiful things about encouraging people on social media, all of that. You have been talking about your beautiful dreams here and there. People are watching. People are looking at you closely. People are paying a close attention. When something will go wrong, when something will seriously go wrong, or you get to lose your job, or your business get to start experiencing some struggle, people are watching. Everyone is watching. Everyone watches the leader in you to see how you are going to respond when that challenge hits you. The leader's behavior in a difficult situation sets the tone for the whole organization or for the whole vision or for the whole dream. So people are carefully watching at you to see the true leader in you. They still want to see the true leader in you when something goes wrong. And I want you to have this in your mind. There is no success without temporary failure. I can categorically tell you that. Oh, I have seen it several times. But there is no success without temporary failure. As long as you are human, as long as you are emotional, as long as you can make mistakes. But I'm not encouraging that you should not know how to manage your emotions. I am not encouraging that you should not plan and have risk management strategies in place when you're embarking on the project. But what I'm telling you is make sure you have these risk management strategies. Make sure you plan and anticipate. But in all that you're doing, when setbacks and disappointment show up, do not give up. Because you have a plan, make sure you improvise and keep on going. Because you need to have the ability to respond positively and constructively to adversity. You need to have this ability because your ability to respond positively and constructively to setbacks, disappointments, and adversity is the true measure of how far you have come as a person and a true measure of how far you will go in this life. When some of my mentees get to share with me that if I was talking to one of the mentees, I think he's not even here. I think he's not even in this morning school. Let me check. You see, he's not here. He was sharing with me that, he has been going through difficulties and challenges and all of that. And he has not been sharing with me. There's no way for me I can mentor you, teach you, or even pray for you as a mentee if I don't know what is happening to you. And I was leaving a message to many of the mentees in the WhatsApp group. Many of them are, like in the last 3 weeks or so, many of them get to complain a lot about the challenges they're going through. And when I was talking to them, one of the things stems up from the place of venturing into very important steps in their life without informing me. So they use only their biased information and make an important decision and they crash. Meanwhile, when you share with somebody who cares about you or somebody who has more experience about you, they can see things you don't see and they can warn you about those things. And this is one of the best ways to also handle disappointments, to anticipate certain things and it doesn't happen. So, and I was sharing to one of the mentees before this was coming up. And I was not sharing this one thing I observed about mentee. How a mentee responds to adversity, how a mentee responds to setbacks and disappointments is a true measure for me of how far they will go in their journey. Very important. There are certain things that if I don't see a mentee responding at that level, I start becoming worried about that particular person. because it is a sign that this one will not last 1 year. This one will give up. And one of those things I will talk about, one of those things that is very critical when you are in a place of adversity or you are in a place of setback and disappointment, one of the actions that you take that is critical, that can seriously determine how far you will go in your career and business, is what I call creating core activities, creating value, creating activities in the midst of that adversity. I'll expand on that in a short while. So it is important for you entrepreneurs, for you professionals, to keep reminding yourself that it is not how far you fall, but how high you bounce that counts. For you to thrive, for you to handle setbacks and disappointments, you need to always remind yourself when you face a setback, when you are disappointed, that it is not how far you have fallen, but it is how high you bounce back after falling. How you bounce back becomes very important. There's something I wrote several years ago in my most difficult moments. I call it the concept of bounce back ability. The concept of bounce back ability is not English word, it's a word I created. Bounce back ability. This, to me, is a very important concept in entrepreneurship and even in life in general. Your ability to practice bounce back ability in the midst of your biggest failures, in the midst of your biggest, hardest hit disappointments, will keep you going in this journey. So bounce back ability emphasizes on the principle that in this journey, all the setbacks that can happen, they should go ahead and happen. All the disappointments that can happen, they should go ahead and happen. I am permitted to do all the crying I can cry because of the setbacks, adversity, and disappointments. But I will keep on bouncing back until I get what I want. That is the concept of bounce back ability. So you need to keep on reminding yourself that in this journey that you have chosen, it is not how many times you fail. It is not how deep you fall. It is not how hard disappointment has hit you or is hitting you right now at the moment. It is how high you bounce back after that disappointment. So it is important to understand this and have this mindset, because your ability as an entrepreneur, your ability as a corporate professional to solve problems and make the right decisions prior to taking actions will determine your success as much as any other factor. And this reminds me to what I was telling you about mentees. And this was happening almost as if they programmed it. Like in the last 3 weeks, many of the mentees, because they have the free, my mentees are the only people in my whole circle that have the free will to just reach out to me anytime with their business problem, whatever, and we talk about it without me charging them or asking you to pay for a coaching session. So many of them reach out in the last 3 weeks. And this was complaining about what they're going through, what they're going through, what they're going through, what they're going through. And majority of the things many are going through is as a result of the shortcomings they have when it comes to solving problems and making the right decisions. And majority, they made important steps in their life without communicating. And I've been reminding them and teaching them telling them my experience. Me like this, I don't make an important step without telling my mentor. We must have a call, or he must leave me a voice note about his thoughts. Very important. Yes, even though other people pay me as a consultant, as a coach for whatever they're doing in their lives and business and all of that, but I don't claim to know it all. I will always miss out something too, especially my own life. It's easier to analyze somebody's life from the outside as an expert, for example. Yeah, I'm good at analyzing my life, for example, yes. I'm good at analyzing all my strategies and my next steps before I'm going to a mentor. I've analyzed all the what may or may not happen, and many things, use all the tools I can use to make sure I'm on the right path and etc. But I still get to tell him, look, this is my next step, and I'll need your prayers and I'll need your counsel on this. Very important. Because as Brian Tracy is saying, your ability to solve problems and make the right decisions prior to taking action. Look at that sentence. It sounds short, but very powerful in the journey of success. Your ability to solve problems, and most importantly, your ability to make the right decisions prior to taking actions. Many people try to make the right decisions in the midst of action already. And that's why they're overwhelmed. That's why they get depressed, they get worried, they get anxious, and they lose money in the process. Or some try to make the right decisions when they have messed up already. Some setbacks and disappointments that many people get to go through, they are responsible for it. They are responsible. So you need to be conscious of this. This needs to be part and parcel of you on a daily basis. Your ability to solve problems and make the right decisions in your career and business before you take action will determine your success as much as any other factor. So note this and take it serious. And I want you to remind yourself of this. And I want you to be aware of these important facts. When things go wrong in your journey, when things go wrong in your career, in that business you're trying to build, calm yourself down and begin to gather the facts about the situation so you can make a better decision from that very moment. I have always admonished you guys, and I've always shared with you guys. And when I'm talking to mentors, example, one thing I prevent from happening to them is they should not lose their mind in the midst of difficulties and setbacks. In your most difficult moment, be careful. Do not lose your mind. Do not lose your heart. If you lose your clarity in your most difficult setbacks and disappointments, that is double disaster. But if you're going through a setback and you still have the ability, you still have clarity in your thinking, you still understand how to calm yourself down, that is somebody who will rise back from that disappointment and still win. I know it is difficult, but you need to intentionally, sometimes don't tell yourself, calm down. Many times I've told myself, calm down, relax. Take yourself outside that chaos and look at that chaos from the outside. You make a better decision to get yourself out of it. But you see somebody who is in the midst of disappointments and setbacks and is not thinking straight and is not rational and is crazy in their actions and is even speaking anyhow, that person will cause double problems. Double problems. So when things go wrong, when you face setbacks and disappointments, Calm your emotions down. And most importantly, protect your mind and your heart. Please, when things go wrong, do not go wrong with those things. That's double disaster. Retrace your step back and try to have clarity of thought, and try to make sure you subdue your emotions and keep them at bay. For some people who have coaches or who have mentors, you need to reach out to them, because those are the people that can talk you down. That is why it is dangerous for you to be as a person. You don't have somebody who can talk to you and you listen. You don't have somebody who can shut you up when you're crazy. It's very dangerous for your future. You need to get one. For some people, it could be their spouse. There are some people that they can go crazy. Nobody can calm them down until their wife talks to them or until their husband talks to them and calm them down. Some people, it could be their dad or their mom. Some people, it could be a mentor, it could be a coach, it could be somebody they respect, it could be their pastor, but have that person to you is almost like a demigod. It's like a small god on earth for you. When they say sit, you sit. They say stop talking, you stop talking. One of my mentees like that. I actually have her like that. She used to be so something went wrong one time. She was everywhere on Facebook and making posts. I was not online. So somebody called me and said because they knew that I was close to her or I'm close to her. So I went online and I saw the post she has made on her status and her Facebook. So I called her. I didn't read to understand what was happening exactly. So I called her and I said, what I want you to do right now is to go and delete all the posts you have made today, delete all the posts on your WhatsApp status, and then go offline. And then I'll call you in 2 hours and we talk. And you tell me what is going on. And that was all she needed to calm down. And before that post, of course, she has said, nobody should talk to me, I'll not listen. Right? But then I don't know what made her think I will not see you, I will not be online, all of that. That's what the anger can do. You don't see it coming. That you say things, many things. And that's why it's also good as a leader, be careful not to judge people when they are unstable emotionally, because we all have messed up in the midst of anger, especially you have not grown so mature to manage your anger and your emotions. So it is very important that you understand what is the best way to calm yourself down, and make sure you have it around you at all times. So when things go wrong, do not go wrong with them. Calm yourself down. Calm your emotions down. Gather the facts. Focus on gathering the facts about the situation so you can be able to make a better decision. So let us look at the 8 soft tools. The 8 soft tools that you can use to consistently develop resilience, because you will need the resilience for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of your life. Remember, resilience is a core technique you need that would determine how far you will go in life, how far you will go in destiny, how far you will go as far as that career or that business dream is concerned. If you are still following and you are not sleeping off and you are not distracted, leave me a message in the chat box. If you are being blessed, if you have picked out something, indicate in the chat box. What have you picked out so far? Awesome. Good, good, good. All right. So let's look at the soft tools to develop resilience. When you hear of a tool, it means something you can use to accomplish something. A mechanical tool, an electrical tool, um, a business tool. Tools help you to accomplish a task or to accomplish a goal or to enhance your operations. So let us look at the soft tools to develop resilience. The first tool I want to talk about is practice self-compassion. Practice self-compassion. Can you write in the chat box self-compassion? Practice self-compassion. There's difference between self-pity and self-compassion. Self-pity and self-compassion. Self-pity is you look at yourself and you cry from morning to evening because they have broken your heart. You will cry, you will cry, you will cry, you will cry until you will keep crying. You are just pitying yourself. No action to get yourself out of that situation. Self-compassion now means, oh yes, I know this has gone wrong. I know this is a disappointment. Like somebody shared how they lost their life savings for a travel opportunity abroad. Okay, yes, that is terrible. That is a disappointment. I know that has happened. For somebody with self-pity, they will keep on crying and blaming people and all of that, but nothing is changing. But for somebody using the tool of self-compassion, the person now acknowledges, yes, I made a mistake. I messed up. I know I have lost my life savings. Yes, this is my reality right now. But you know what? From now henceforth, I have these skills. I am going to prove that I can make it in this country. Then you start an initiative, you start a project, you start a business, you start an online job, you start something, you get to work. You don't allow that last challenge to control you for the next few weeks or the next few months. You accept that, yes, the setback has happened. The disappointment has happened already. But you know what? This is the steps. I'm taking the following steps today, immediately, to start developing a better life for myself. That is self-compassion. Self-compassion takes actions in the midst of disappointment. Self-pity consistently cries and complains in the midst of disappointment with nothing changing. So I want to charge you, anytime in that business, anytime in that career, when you face a setback or disappointment, wear the cap of self-compassion. Don't wear self-pity. Self-pity has never advanced anybody's life. And nobody likes somebody who is full of pity. People who have self-compassion quickly get help than people who like self-pity. So when something goes wrong, begin to look at how can you get yourself out of that disappointment and out of that setback. That is practicing the tool of self-compassion. Soft tool number 2 on how to build and sustain resilience. Intentionally move towards your goals in the midst of chaos. Intentionally move towards your goals in the midst of chaos. I want somebody to comment positive movement in the midst of chaos. Or you can write positive movement in the midst of disappointment. Write that down. That should be a pocket tool in this journey. Positive movement in the midst of disappointment. Write that down in the chat box. I want to see active people. Positive movement in the midst of disappointments. positive movement in the midst of setbacks. That is your tool number 2 from today. Anytime that setback happens, anytime that disappointment happens, as a PPA warrior, as a PPA successful person, you know that your goal, you know that your aim from that particular moment is to take positive actions in the midst of that difficulty. That's your responsibility. Oh yes, there's a setback. Oh yes, there is the disappointment. But you know, at this particular moment, my job is to take positive actions. My job is to move toward my goals in the midst of that chaos. My job is, yes, you are permitted to cry as a human being. Tears should come down off your cheek because, yes, you have emotions. But while those tears are coming down, you are crying and moving forward. While those tears are coming down, you're facing that goal. While those tears are coming down, you are on the path to achieve your goal. You are taking the right actions. And that soft tool number 3 links up to soft tool number 2 links up to number 3. Soft tool number 3, you need to build and sustain resilience for your future, is to carry out value creating activities in the midst of difficulties. Carry out value creating activities in the midst of difficulties. That is the third soft tool. I want you to write down value creating activities in the midst of difficulties. That's the third soft tool. Value creating activities in the midst of difficulties. In one of our sessions, I was charging you guys that you should not exclude yourself when you are in difficulties. Depression quickly sets in when things are going wrong and you exclude yourself and you are sitting alone. That is the fastest way to disaster. When you are broken, when you are going through setbacks and disappointments, don't exclude yourself. Identify. I know it is hard, but let me tell you something. Identify value creating activities and begin to do. And that's why it is good to know how to manage your mind, manage your emotions in that difficult moment. Examples of value creating activities could be in your most difficult period. Make sure you are building capacity. If I can tell you guys one of my biggest secrets in my journey is building capacity in my most neglected moments, building capacity in my most difficult moments, building capacity when I had no money, building capacity in my biggest setbacks ever in this journey. I will read, I will watch videos, I will go and read my own articles, I have written them. I will focus on building capacity. Very important. Number 2, the second activity that I encourage you to do in the midst of your chaotic moment is attend value-driven events. As I said, don't exclude yourself when you are broken or you have setbacks. If you are excluding yourself, make sure it is for the purpose of capacity building only, not for the purpose of regretful thinking. It's going to hurt you instead. It will not help you. So if anytime you exclude yourself in the midst of setbacks, you have one goal, capacity building. You have one goal to inspire yourself. You have one goal to build your optimism. You have one goal to prepare for a bounce back. That should be the only mission when you exclude yourself in the midst of difficulties. The second activity, value creating activity when you are going through difficulties, is to attend events. Connect with like-minded people. It's very important. Another value creating activity is to talk to an elderly person who can give you advice, somebody who have gone ahead of life, somebody who have seen and unseen the biggest difficulties and challenges. They will encourage you. They will share their own story and you can hold it and challenge yourself to become better. This is especially those who don't have people that they submit to as mentors or coaches. But for those who have mentors and coaches, talk to them. Find a way to talk to them. Try and get a call. Try and text. Exchange. Have an exchange. It is going to liberate you. You're going to get advice. You're going to get control. You're going to get a lot of things when you talk to that. For Christians, meditate and pray. Study the Bible actively. When I say actively, read the verses to yourself. You see this my office, one of the most fond memories I can remember of this my office is, you see this my office in 2015. So it was an apartment. It was an old apartment per se, so it was not expensive. Old apartment, what? 3 rooms, 1 parlor. So the parlor was, I converted the sitting room for training hall and then 1 room for my office. Then the back was I converted one of the rooms into my own sitting room and then one of the rooms into my sleeping room. But one of the most fond memories that I remember clearly of this office is coming into this office and praying and studying. I can bet you this office, I did not receive up to 50 clients in my life in this office. Sometimes I will stay like 2 weeks, even 1 month. Nobody has not passed there. That's the real dry season period. But I will go there, I will pray, I will read my goals, I will, in this office, I used to pray and I would say that ministers will come and look for me in this office. International business will come and look for me in this office. I used to pray and say these things in this startup office like this. But hey, you know what? It did not happen in this office. It is happening in this second office that you see. That's one powerful thing. That's one powerful thing about declarations. There are declarations into your future have been spiritually proven and even scientifically proven to be very, very powerful. Not just declaring because I say you declaring with belief, even in your most difficult challenge, in your most difficult period, you are speaking things into existence. Oh yes, in this particular office, I used to say that ministers would travel from Yahoo and come and do something. So that was so audacious. I would say that people would travel from different countries and come and, there was a time I wrote down somewhere that there'll be an airport in Banso, a bigger airport in Banso, so that people can fly to Banso to come and see me for advice. Like seriously. I'm just remembering that now. That's my fondest memories of this office. A lot of things I said in this office. I used to say that in this office, I will leave this office, certainly office when I've never traveled abroad in my life before. Because my first trip out of the country was 2016. Yeah, 2016. So in this office, I will say how I will leave this office and go abroad. I will be sought after from this office and all of that. So what do you do in your most difficult moments? You see those books, I used to read them. They were not just there for decoration. I used to read them. I would break them down. I had soft copies. I had videos and audios. I would devour them. Oh, this office, this does that office, I'll sit there, I don't know what I'll eat in the evening, but I was making heavy decorations and beautiful goals. And then I'll go back, I'll start thinking of what to eat. I'll go back and saw Gary. Right? So what do you do, or what you do in your moment of setbacks and disappointments? Those things are very important. They're not only important for your well-being at that moment, they don't only encourage you to believe in the beauty of your future, but you're also spiritually acting and sending a strong message to God and to whoever doesn't want you to succeed. As I was telling you guys, consistency can kill a witch. Consistency can destroy your village people. Consistency can break resistance. Consistency can turn a nobody into a somebody. If only you stay in there and make sure you do the right things. There are patient people doing nonsense, but they are patient. Those kind of people, they will never see success. But there are people in their dry season. There are people in their wilderness. There are people there are people who are patient, but in the midst of being patient, what are you doing? Build capacity, connect with the right people, seek for advice, train yourself. Do what you can do that is positive for your rising. You need that for you to go forward. So that is the third soft tool that you need to build resilience. Carry out value creating activities in the midst of difficulties. Number 4, take decisive actions. This is very important. Take decisive actions. Many people have remained so long in their setbacks and disappointments because they don't know how to take decisive actions when they are facing disappointments. You need to learn how to act on adverse situations as much as you can. Take decisive actions rather than detaching yourself completely from problems and stresses and wishing they would go away. No, when you are in the midst of setbacks and disappointments and you are sitting and just hoping that the disappointment will go away without you taking any action, you're wasting your time. That is wrong. Disappointments don't just go away like that. Setbacks don't just go away like that. You need to take decisive actions. Or you wanted to travel abroad and you did not get the visa. That's a disappointment. Take action right now. Start a business. Take action and start an initiative. Take action and forge ahead. Don't sit and complain and murmur and cry like a baby. No, take action. Oh, that business has failed. Take decisive action and start a second business. Decisive action is a critical tool when it comes to building resilience. Without decisive actions, many people will wallow in setbacks and disappointments for years, for months, and for weeks without ever handling any beautiful testimony. But when you find yourself in that setback, please take decisive action. It could be like relocating from one town to another. That could be the action. It could be terminating a relationship because it is only bringing you setbacks. You take the decisive action. No, you know what? This is it. It is over. And you move ahead and have a better life. Take decisive actions and go back to school if that is the case. But by all means, don't sit and observe setbacks. Don't sit and observe disappointments. Shut the hell up and take a decisive action and propel your life forward. Nothing advances your life forward in the midst of setbacks and disappointments like taking decisive actions. It will be difficult, but you need to move ahead. So take actions rather than completely observing the disappointment and the setback. Tool number 5, nurture a positive view of yourself. Nurture a positive view of yourself. I want you to write in the chat box that I have confidence in my abilities. Write that in the chat box. I have confidence in my abilities. I have confidence in my ability. Write that in the chat box. I have confidence in my abilities. Yes, that is tool number 5. Nurture a positive view of yourself. It's very important because as you rise in this journey, one of the things that you will need to bounce back from setbacks and disappointment is how you nurture a positive view of yourself. Something happens, a setback happens, you look and say, no, you see me, I am good. You see me, I am intelligent. I have wisdom. I have beautiful dreams. I've got skills. I am better than this. You rise and you forge ahead. A girl or a boy breaks your heart, you laugh about it. Say, hey, look, you see me? I am better than this. I am way better than this. I've got skills. I am intelligent. I am handsome. I am beautiful. I am this. I am that. I am going somewhere with a beautiful future. I am better than this. Nurture a positive view of yourself consistently. I do that a lot. When I bid for a consulting contract and I don't get it, or I bid for a training and I don't get it, or they don't call me for a speaking engagement I was expecting for, oh, that is all right. That is permitted to happen. But it doesn't change the fact that I am the best there is, the best there will ever be. You don't need anybody's point of view. You don't need anybody's validation to say that to yourself, because you need to, first of all, have confidence in your own abilities. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? If you don't trust your abilities, who do you expect to trust you when you don't trust yourself? For you to attract trust, trust yourself. For you to attract confidence from outside, have internal confidence in yourself first. Consistently nurture a positive view of yourself. What are the 3 top things you like about yourself? What are the 3 most beautiful things you like about yourself? Develop confidence in your ability to solve problems. Trust in your future. Trust in your wisdom. Trust in your instincts. Believe that you're going somewhere with a beautiful future possibility. Don't go through setbacks and you have low self-esteem. Don't go through disappointments and you have low self-worth. That is triple disaster. Disappointment plus low self-esteem, you will just die. You don't even deserve to be living again. You are just wasting God's precious resources on your life. You are better off when you are going through setbacks and you have self-confidence. You are going through disappointment and you have self-worth. You are going through setbacks, you have self-belief. You are going through disappointment, you have self-belief system that is strong and believe in your own tomorrow. That is somebody who will go places. Don't be disappointed and you don't even believe in your own self. That is double disaster that only you can save yourself out of it. So from today, make sure that this tool of nurturing a positive view of yourself consistently stays with you. Invest in building self-confidence. Invest in building your self-worth. Invest in building your self-esteem. Invest in believing in thyself. You need that for you to overcome setbacks and disappointments. The seed tool that you need to maintain or build resilience is maintain a hopeful outlook. Maintain a hopeful outlook. I wrote something yesterday and I said that one sign of a successful entrepreneur is that they always believe that there's a better tomorrow. What does that mean? Let me give you an example. One sign that you will make it as a successful entrepreneur is that if today you don't make sales at all, you still believe that tomorrow you will make a sale. And if tomorrow you sell only one product, you still believe that after tomorrow, Monday, you will sell 2 products. And if on Monday you sell 2 products, you still believe that on Tuesday, you will sell 5 products. And on Wednesday, you sell 5 products. You still believe that on Friday, you are going to sell 10 products. You keep showing up. You keep showing. Maintain a hopeful outlook. They maintain the belief of future possibilities. You need to have this identity of hope. The most disappointed human being on earth is the one with no hope. Yes, things have gone wrong. We know. Things are not going the way you anticipated. Yes, we know because we have been through that already. You don't have money now. Yes, we know. We have not also had money in the past. Yeah, we are going through heartbreak right now. Oh yes, the heartbreak will definitely go around for everybody. But in all of that, you still maintain a hopeful outlook. In all of that chaos, in the midst of those setbacks and disappointments, you still maintain a hopeful outlook. You still believe that there is a beautiful future possibility waiting for you. There's still a beautiful career. There's still a beautiful business that will employ 1,000 people, operate in more than 10 countries, and make you multi-millions every week as profit. You still believe in that beautiful outlook. That is tool number 6 for you. Maintain a hopeful outlook. An optimistic outlook enables you to expect that good things will happen in your life. Despite your most biggest disappointment, you always have these high expectations that good things will happen in your career. Good things will happen in your business. So you will listen to me right now and you're in your most difficult period. Oh, believe that good things will happen in your career. Believe that good things will happen in the evening. Believe that good things will happen tomorrow. Believe that good things will happen next week. Believe that good things will happen next month. You need to have that belief. That good things will happen. I want somebody to comment that good things will happen to me tomorrow. Leave me a comment. Leave me a faithful comment. Good things will happen to me tomorrow. You're an entrepreneur, write a faith-filled sentence, statement that good things will happen in your business tomorrow. You're a career person, write that good things will happen in your career tomorrow. You need to believe that. That is an optimistic outlook. It enables you to expect that good things will happen in your career and in your business tomorrow. And that is why it's important to visualize what you want and speak it to existence when you're alone. Declare it, force it into existence. There is power when you declare things, exceptional power. I've told you guys, one of my fond memories in this 2015 office is, I remember clearly, I used to declare, I would stand and move around this office. I would declare that great men and women will come and look for me in this office. They will come and look for me. It did not happen in that office. But now it is happening. I've received different great men and women from governments to private sector to international companies in this very office. Because I believed in 2015 that good things will happen in my tomorrow, in my future. And in 2022, I'm still looking for good things. So I'm still believing for good things to happen tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I believe I am still maintaining a hopeful outlook. I am still very optimistic. I am still maintaining an optimistic outlook that good things will happen in my life tomorrow. Good things will happen in my future in the evening. Good things will happen to me next week. You need to maintain that hopeful outlook. And number 7 tool that you need when it comes to using resilience to handle setbacks and disappointments is flexibility. The tool of flexibility. When life doesn't go as planned, when that business doesn't go as planned, when that career doesn't go as planned, the tool of flexibility allows you to form a plan B. The vision doesn't change, but the plan or the strategy may change. In my career, I have initiated I've initiated to plan Z. I think I'm even on plan Z1, plan Z2. I've done plan A1, plan A. So with plan A, right? Plan A, plan B, plan C, like to plan Z. I've come back now to plan A1, plan A2. I think I'm now plan Z1. When I'll finish, I'll come to plan A11, plan A22, till this life will end. We'll keep re-strategizing 2012 that I want to become an exceptional trainer and consultant in the world. That mission has been spent. It is the same. What has changed? The plans have changed. I have remained flexible. If this doesn't work, try another one. If this door is closed, try another door. I remember a day somebody was trying to feel as if he's the Alpha and the Omega in my life. I told him, look, you are just one human being out of 7 billion people. You cannot claim that you are the only person who can make me succeed. You are just one. So if I lose the connection with you, I will not miss you. I will not miss you. There are 7 billion people out there that can help me. There are some people that they behave like gatekeepers, negative gatekeepers. They don't want to support. They want you to subdue and submit under them and die under them, a puppet. I told that man blunt and blunt. Say, look, if you're not the only human being on earth, you cannot, if it's under you, I cannot fail because of you. Some of you, when somebody disappoints you, when somebody is trying to block you from succeeding, you feel bad as if that is the only open door. It is not. Close that plan A, go to plan B. Don't allow negative, wicked people to control you. Don't allow them to control you. Be flexible. Work hard, be flexible. Create new ideas. Talk to experts. But by all means, be flexible. Things will not go as planned. That business will not go as planned. The sales will not go as planned. That job will not go as planned. But as the mission and the goals remain the same, keep on being flexible in the execution and in the strategy. The last tool when it comes to developing resilience to handle setbacks and disappointment is look for meaning in every experience, especially negative experience. Look for meaning in every experience. Look for meaning in every challenge. Purposeful people will look for meaning. Resilient individuals, resilient entrepreneurs, resilient corporate professionals overcome adversity because they often find meaning in every adversity. Don't wait, as I always say, do not waste failures. Do not waste setbacks. Do not waste disappointments. Learn from them. Look for meaning inside of them. Yes, while you're crying that you lost money, what did you learn from that experience? Pick a lesson that you will use and build a beautiful life ahead of you. There are some mistakes I cannot make now because of the lessons I've gone through in my adversity. There are some things that there are some steps I cannot take because I already know that it's going to take me the wrong direction. Look for meaning in that adversity. Look for meaning. Look for relevance. Look for a life-changing lesson. Some people even go as far as writing a book from an experience that will not only change their life, but will change the lives of hundreds and thousands of people. For me, I like to write a lot of articles about my experiences, and thousands of people read and they're inspired. Look for meaning. Hold on to that meaning. Use it to build. So the charge for you today is identify the 3 worst things that could go wrong in your business life, in your career, or in your job, and develop a contingency plan for each one. Yes, good entrepreneurs and professionals are good at this. Always anticipate what may go wrong in your business and have a plan B. Entrepreneurs, professionals, this evening today, create time and do this exercise. Identify 3 things that could go wrong in your business life, in your career, and develop a contingency plan for each one. Imagine what can go wrong or what may go wrong. Begin making provisions against it, what they call in business risk management. I am not saying that it should be negative. I'm not saying that you should keep having those negative thoughts that, oh, this will go wrong. No, just anticipate. But make sure that your positivity, your optimism, and your faith overshadow what may happen. But if should in case it happen, faith or part planning, proof that you have faith is that you plan for the future. So that whatever nonsense is trying to happen, you are already positively ready and you have a plan B to get it out. Let me give you a basic example of what I always try to, one of the things I try to do. One of the things I make sure I do in my business is to make sure that all our operations are legal. Like, for example, paying taxes on time, doing everything on time. So in case somebody tries to set me up tomorrow, you set me up tomorrow, try to bring negative people and all of that, maybe want to claim anything, they should come and see that my books are clean. First of all. So that whatever setup you are trying to do, make sure that on my part, I have certain things sorted out. You see, that could be a plan. That's a plan for the future. So you anticipate what may go wrong. Oh, you know what? Since I am very much out there, my enemies can set me up. Okay, make a plan. The plan could be, okay, you know what? Make sure you're paying your taxes. Make sure you have your documentation right. Should in case that ever happens, that will save you. At least it will build some credibility around the name. And whoever is investigating, trust you. There are other things I've done I cannot share with you because it will no longer make me invincible, right? But that's an example. So you can look at that. Every serious business person should have an invincible plan. It's important. We live in a very wicked world. And this can help you develop your invincibility plan. Okay, good. So engage in crisis anticipation. Regularly look down the road and imagine the problems that could occur and discuss the subject with others. Oh yes, sometimes, my clients will do this. They get to bring out things that they anticipate that may happen in the business year, and we'll look, okay, if this happened, do like this. If this happened, do this. If this happened, carry this out. It's called crisis anticipation in business. Regularly look down the road, look down in the future, imagine the problems that could occur and discuss the subjects with others, with experts, with your team, with your mentor, whoever. Brainstorm different countermeasures you could take in the case of any eventuality. For example, the next chart is identify the major source of worry or stress in your life today. What is it? What is stressing you right now in your life? What is your major worry right now in your life? Write it down somewhere. Now look at that worry, and on the side of that worry, write down the worst possible outcome of this situation. Write the worry on the left and write the worst possible outcome on the right. Maybe your worry is that you are not making money. Maybe your worry is that I don't know, just write. We're gonna have different types of worries. Write it down on the left and then write the worst possible outcome on the right because of that worry. Once you have written down or discovered or determined the worst possible outcome, begin immediately to make sure that it doesn't happen. That's your goal now. When you have identified, everybody has a worry right now, as long as a human being. Even the richest man on earth right now, Elon Musk, to Jeff Bezos, to the Dangotes, and all of that, they have worries. Write down the worries on the left and write down the worst possible outcome of that worry on the right. Then, at the bottom of that page, begin to outline things that you can do from today, from this very moment, to make sure that it doesn't happen. For example, it could be to pray. Number 2, seek advice. Number 3, maybe you need to work on some documentation, do it. But make sure you have a plan of action to make sure that that worst possible outcome doesn't happen. When you do that, you would definitely always bounce back from every setback. So remember, your ability to respond effectively to a setback, to a disappointment, to a crisis in your career or business is the true mark of your leadership, and it greatly determines how far you will go in that beautiful destiny of yours. All right, everybody, that's it for today's session. Comments, questions, and we'll run.